Ago,
Amen.
ago,
Amen.
Amen.
I put
October
okay,
right
I'm
now,
in, I
watching
guess.
asase yampɔne mu asase di mu di mu sama de de mo fɛbi
Yeah.
ɔbɔ tumi asom dɔw sinti yɛntumi mu ne baako na sɛ fɔ kɛ fɔ mi na ɛna borɔkɔ da no ndam tɛ asidi bi so akɔsɔdifo mi na afei kifɛ ɔkɔ adeɛ nto mi na mmerɛ mmerɛ ndonsi ɛnɛ na ɛde Calvin Daniels ɔbɔ kasa fa adwuma kɛse a wayɛ wɔ ha ɛfo kɛse a wayɛ wɔ ha sika di maame no nkɔ no wano ne nyinaa yɛsɔ ha kura mo nan sika na saa Moringa ahahan na yɛbɛsom nti mɔmboa no na adwuma nkɔ so yɛn nyinaa yɛ adwuma nkɔ so na adua yɛbɛdua no na abɛdan sika de ama yɛn deɛ wobɛsi yɛn kwan no wɔntwɛ so pɔtɔ ne nkɔfa na ɛtɛkwale de mom mokyerɛ na yɛhyɛ ha yi mokyerɛ mmea mmea paa moda wo ma mokyerɛ na kosɛ wie
Yeah.
all right so brother Calvin I do want to go ahead and get started. We have a lot to talk about in terms of the work that you're doing with the Moringa farms, the snails. Just by way of background of how I came to know about you. So I did a talk on Web Nation, actually two talks on Web Nation as a channel. And I think maybe one or two videos after me, he interviewed you and you were talking about the 46 acres that you have of Moringa. And like a whole bunch of other people were like, wow, this brother is doing amazing things, not just in terms of what you're doing with the farm, but the impact you're having on the people. I think you mentioned that you have 19 employees, that all of them are living well, they're being paid well, that you're looking at doing a hospital. I don't want to, give too much because I think a lot of that may be part of your presentation, but just to suffice it, I'll keep it short and let you go straight into what it is that you have to say. It looks like you're doing amazing work. Next weekend, I know you have a Moringa open house, and I'm looking forward to bringing my whole family there. I feel like Moringa is the new cocoa. The way Ghana's economy, the backbone of it has been, well, gold on the one hand, but cocoa on the other hand. This is something that I think is going to be a game changer for all of us. Moringa as an industry.
Yes,
so I won't talk too long. I know you're a man about business, and your time is very valuable. So I'll turn it over to you, and I'll let you maybe give some more of your background, some of which I heard on the video. So right over to you, Brother Calvin.
All right, I'm Calvin Daniels. I'm retired from the United States Air Force as a master sergeant. I'm also retired from the United States federal government as a GS-11 project manager. And I lived in several tropical countries. I lived in the Philippines and Panama. So I knew once I retired, I wanted to live in a tropical country. So I went house hunting in Jamaica and I went to Panama and I didn't feel comfortable. And then when I came to visit Ghana in 2019, I felt like I had came home. I felt so relaxed here. I knew then that I was gonna move here. And subsequently, I just turned 66 years old last month. And I said, well, I have good health. I lost 140 pounds since moving here. I intermittent fast. I eat once a day, and I walk up to 6 miles every other day. So I really feel great. But I'm trying to find what can I do here in Ghana, not only to help myself and my family, but help the Ghanaians. And I said agriculture. And right now, this is primarily initially was a snail farm. And so we are still going to do snails for snail meat, snail slime, or mucin, or hyaluronic acid, which people always, the numbers interest people. That's why that video is blowing up, because people look at the numbers like, wow, this weed is worth billions of dollars. Yes, and even with the snail slime, 1 kilo or 2.2 pounds of dehydrated snail slime on the market for cosmetics is over $50,000. And here in Ghana, they eat the snails and throw the rest away. And Ghana imports 20 tons of snails from Cote d'Ivoire, which is, they can do that right here. The money would stay here. But back on Moringa, right now, Moringa is a $9 billion worldwide business. And even at that point, there's not enough being produced. And with the weather here in Ghana, Ghana could be the king or queen of Moringa if we can get the Ghanaians and the rest of us to work together. That's why with the information I share, I'm not going to be selfish, because if I do a 40-acre Moringa farm and you do 40 acres next to me, we still would make the money. And beyond making the money, the nutritious benefits for I was talking to somebody today about you can eat every day and be malnourished. But with the was it 19 central vitamins and minerals in moringa, that would aid in feeding children in these orphanages or people who don't eat a well-rounded meal. I mean, mango fufu is good and rice, but it doesn't provide the nutrients that we require. And like here, I'm the planting I'm doing. I'm planning the moringa three different methods to get the highest yield I can. And like I say, I got 3 boreholes. I'm gonna do another borehole. I got a pond which you'll see that holds 500,000 gallons of water, and also I'm gonna get city water as well. So I make sure that in the dry season, my moringa trees will not go dormant. And the numbers, based on 40 acres, I share a few numbers here. 40 acres will produce of trees would produce 992 tons of leaves, seeds 528 tons of oil, which is, I have a customer right now, potential customer in South Korea. They want a ton every other month. 1 ton of moringa oil is $80,000. So initially, because you have to be certified to export it for food, but for the oil, we can get to that point and say we can make 80,000 a month, which is huge. I mean, to me. And also initially, before we get certified, I'm gonna produce an animal feed, for fish, goats, chicken, all livestock you can supplement their food with moringa. In that case, that would cause them to be healthier animals, and they would gain, the weight at a faster rate. So that's my little short initial spiel. But moringa, the more you research it, the more you want to do it. As far as it's a global project. But I really think that enhancing children's lives, eating, drinking moringa every day is something that we should spread the word. All right. So anything I could also add? Go ahead.
So I actually did have quite a few questions, but we'll take them one by one, and then we'll open it up to those of our exclusive people who are online right now. Just in terms of, you mentioned during the dry season, you want to have the water, that's the Ghana water. So I know you mentioned in the video that you have, I think it said 3 boreholes. Do you do water catchment at all? Water catchment system into a system?
Yeah, we have they call it a dam, a pond. It'll hold up to 500,000 gallons of water. Right now, the pond is not, we don't have a tarp, but once it dry, we can put a tarp so the water would be sustainable from dry season to rainy season. And then we still have the borehole. So we're going to do drip irrigation throughout the 40 acres. Because you don't need the water. Moringa is a drought tolerant plant. So you don't have to water every day. But if you water once a week, we can sustain that. And then we're doing an extensive planting, but you plant like grass basically, and you just wait until it get a foot and just harvest the leaves, and it continue to grow that way as well.
And you had mentioned that this thing grows like a weed, and I bought the kilo. I bought the kilo here, but on my way, right after I bought the kilo, there were moringa trees on the side of the road, and me and my daughter, we just started getting the pods.
Yes.
And each pod, like all of them, it's just dropping on the ground. This is money. And I remember when you came to my house, you were saying, Ghanaians don't want them, they don't want no money. But literally everywhere you go, and I even know like along my route, because I pay attention to it, along my route from where I live to University of Ghana, there are several trees that have, no less than 100 pods on them. And literally it's free trees. Literally
free
it's
money,
free trees.
Free.
Look at all this. This is just standing there for 5 minutes. I got more pods than I got hands. And literally, this is what we're gonna put on. We got 10 acres to deal with. but we're going to just put this right behind in the backyard, and we're just going to use this as, surplus. So just in terms of talk about it being a weed that grows like this, why is it that the average Ghanaians that they just don't know about it? The video is coming out and now they're hopping on it. But why is it that the average Ghanaian doesn't see the business opportunity? Because people cry about there are no jobs. And I say you got Moringa growing literally like weeds and dropping pods on the side of the road. Can you talk about that aspect of it?
Oh, it's really, that's the key frustrating. When I talk to Ghanaians, I talk to a lot of Ghanaians about agriculture, and they like the first question they ask when I say you should do Moringa, where's the off takers? Where's the off takers? The whole world is the off takers, and the vision, they only see the money. I want to get the money now, but so I'm planning for say a year from now. And I'm gonna throw a number out there. If I'm not making $1 million a month, I done did something wrong. That's the vision that I want the Ghanaians to see. They want to, they do a crop in 60 days, they can sell it and get the money, and the money they put in it is what they get back. So they're not making no money. And if you do Moringa, you can still do your regular crop, but look at long term. And right now, initially the Moringa we grow, the leaves, we're gonna produce animal feed, or you can sell it locally as far as doing your own tea or I made but y'all gonna have a meal on this Saturday with Moringa a vegetarian Moringa dish, okay, with rice, which is healthy. And it's confusing why Ghanaians they say, well, they don't want to put the money into